many people have said that Mexico is a failed state. It's a narco-terrorist state because of these cartels. And I don't think it's their desire, their intent to topple the Mexican government, but that's nearly what has happened right now, to have that many people. And you saw Calderon, right, the former president, that he had announced a few months back that he, his wife, his family were fleeing Mexico. Why? Because he was going to be assassinated. He was going to be killed. That's a clue. If the president who just leaves office can't stay in his own country, there's problems in that country, right? And this isn't Iraq. This isn't some foreign land. This is the next country that we share a 2,000-mile border with. We need to do something about it to support that government to stand up against these cartels, to defeat the cartels. Because not just as a sheriff, not just as a retired officer, but I'm saying this as an American, we need to defeat these cartels in Mexico. We need to support the Mexican government through additional military support and training, special operations, to not work against the government in Mexico, but to make it clear that we need those cartels defeated, to bring further stabilization. Mexico is still our #1 trading partner with here in Arizona. We understand that. This is a complex issue, and oftentimes we're maligned. And I say we're maligned, conservatives are maligned, that somehow this issue gets twisted into this simplistic racial issue. This isn't about race. This isn't about color or national origin or people being against a certain class of people. This is about a sovereign nation saying that we have an inherent right to protect our country and to secure our borders. And if we today, as you're sitting here and we're talking, today in Korea, my dad served in the Korean War and he's 82 years old. We still today have 28,600 soldiers there today, protecting, guarding, defending their border. Why don't we put 6,000 armed soldiers on our border to protect, guard, and defend the United States of America? And that's the problem I have. Stop apologizing for America and put America first. Put our national security first. And that's where we as conservatives need to talk about this issue in terms of not just illegal immigration, not just in terms of the cartels, but in terms of national security. If a year ago 123,000 illegals came through here, through the Tucson sector that were actually apprehended, this does not include those who got away, which many people, including the Border Patrol, say it's many multiples of that figure. Keep that number in mind, 123,000 that were apprehended last year. A year ago, the Pinal County Sheriff's Office, we led a multi-agency task force against the cartels, and we had the largest drug bust in the history of Arizona. Guess how much the value was? What do you think the value was? Take a guess. 800 million. That's a lot of drugs. What would you guess, sir? 3 million. Anybody else want to venture a guess? This is not The Price is Right. Yeah, $1 billion. Try 2 to 3 billion with a B. This is the largest drug bust in the history of our state. That our sheriff's office, with the help, we had the legislators, Governor Brewer, they stood up and gave the Pinal County Sheriff's Office $1.7 million. We got a helicopter. We bought hundreds of AR-15s. We bought other technology. As I said as a sheriff, unlike Sheriff Dupnick, I said, give me the weapons and I will enforce the law. I'll stand up against the cartels, and that's exactly what we did. We arrested, and folks, we arrested 76 members of the Sinaloa cartel in Arizona. Okay? They weren't carrying handguns like your street cops carry. Scope rifles, AK-47, 76 members of the Sinaloa cartel with 108 of these weapons. They're prohibited possessors because you can't be a foreign national and illegal here and possess a weapon. obviously a criminal syndicate. All right? $2 to $3 billion. This wasn't marijuana. Everybody says, well, let's legalize it. This was not just marijuana. This was black tar heroin, methamphetamine. They make the most methamphetamine that comes into the United States in Mexico now, if you didn't know that. And cocaine. Okay? This is about money. It's about power. So our mission in the sheriff's office is to disrupt those operations and to dismantle the cartels. So that was a body blow to the cartels. And no thanks to President Obama and Janet Napolitano and law enforcement, when you have 123,000 illegals that were apprehended here, the largest drug bust in the history of Arizona here, these are what we in law enforcement call clues that the border is not more secure than ever, right? Senator John McCain, I had a conversation with him recently. And I can understand that. And for me, somebody who supported him in his re-election, and he was like walking along the border and build the dang fence. Well, where's my dang fence? Right? And this is where, seriously, border security has to come first. And this is what I've stood up publicly. I've testified before Congress and the House Committee to stop the Senate Gang of 8 bill, to say anything that President Obama says that has all the characteristics of immigration reform that I want, that's a bill we run away in the other direction from, right? And I talked to Senator McCain, and he said, Sheriff, he goes, look, we're doing all these things, the 10-point border security plan that you helped me craft. We're putting all these components of border security. He goes, you need to trust Congress that this will be done. I said, Senator, I do not trust Congress. I do not trust Washington. And this is why I've aggressively fought with Congressman Trey Gowdy. Did you see him from South Carolina? And the chairman, Goodlatte, of the House Judiciary Committee. They invited me out to testify, and I gave them all this information. And I told them that we need to secure the border first. We will not be compromised or shouted down by this president telling the Republicans, you people, meaning the Republicans, will never win another national election unless you vote for this. Since when have we started to take political advice from Barack Obama? One, right? And this is the wrong way to secure our border. It's the wrong way to reform immigration. Okay? This we cannot back down from. And in the House, they are going to kill it. I've been coordinating with sheriffs, not just in Arizona. Mark Daniels is a great sheriff in Cochise County. He's a good friend of mine, and he's a patriot. And sheriffs across the country that I met with the Western State Sheriffs, and I'm proud that I'm their official spokesman on immigration and border security. It was voted unanimously to stand up against the Gang of 8. So the sheriffs in west of the Mississippi were united. And there may be outliers, obviously. You know, we're in Pima County. But we stand united because we see this as it is. There's complex issues in every situation. On any call a police officer or a deputy shows up at, everything's not black and white, right? This is a complex issue that our nation has grappled with, but we cannot cave because of politics.